The Baker and the Nun, the Immaculate Confession, episode 12 and 13. The day started like any other at the Immaculate Confection. Tony had decided that it was time to introduce a new dessert, one that he believed would solve all of humanity's problems. It was called the Quiche of Quicksand. "I've been working on this for weeks," Tony announced dramatically, slamming an oversized spatula on the counter for emphasis. "This is going to change everything. This quiche is alive." Sister Mary, who had just finished her morning prayer to ask for just a little less chaos in her life, squinted suspiciously at the quiche. "Tony, if this quiche is alive, I'm going to need a waiver to eat it." "Nonsense," Tony exclaimed. "It's not alive in the zombie sense. It's alive in the metaphysical sense. It has layers of potential you haven't even dreamed of. You bite into it, and it pulls you into a realm of existential self-reflection. You'll eat it and suddenly understand your true calling in life." Sister Mary rubbed her temples. "I'm pretty sure my calling in life is to stop you from turning our bakery into a portal to another dimension." But before she could protest further, a customer named Kevin wandered into the bakery. Kevin had been coming in for months now, mostly for the cinnamon rolls of subtle uncertainty, a pastry so confusing it left him questioning his entire relationship with breakfast. But today he looked different. "Tony, Mary," Kevin shouted, looking panicked. "I need your help. My life is falling apart. Everything's a mess." Sister Mary's face lit up with an almost evil gleam. "Oh, Kevin, welcome to our bakery, where we actively make your problems worse. What's going on? Did the muffin of metaphysical muddle cause another identity crisis?" Kevin looked around, making sure no one else was listening. "It's not the muffins this time, it's the quiche. It's changing me." Tony's eyes twinkled. You've tasted the Quiche of Quicksand. You've already begun your transformation. Tell me, Kevin, do you feel lighter? More in touch with the flow of the universe?" Kevin stared at the quiche like it was going to swallow him whole. "I think I feel more like I should quit my job and become a mime." Sister Mary gasped. "You're having a midlife crisis in our bakery? Is this what you wanted, Tony?" Kevin slowly stepped away from the counter, his eyes wide. "I've been asking myself so many questions," he muttered. "Like, why do we all even have hands? What do they really do? And why are there no more plain croissants in the world?" Tony threw his hands up in the air. "It's happening. The Quiche of Quicksand is unlocking universal truths. You're experiencing enlightenment, Kevin. A quiche-induced epiphany." Sister Mary pointed at the quiche. "I swear, Tony, if you made this quiche with sorcery, I'm going to ask for a transfer to a different bakery. One that doesn't make you question your entire existence with every bite." Kevin collapsed onto a chair, clutching his head. "No. I need more. I need a quiche of clarity. Something that tells me if I should switch my career to be a professional napper or a piano tuner." Tony nodded with determination. "That's the spirit. But before we get to your true purpose, Kevin, we need more quiche variety. Let me just go whip up the Quiche of Conundrums. It's the sequel. It'll answer questions you didn't even know you had." Sister Mary, who was trying to hold on to her sanity, gritted her teeth. "Tony, this isn't a bakery. It's a portal to chaos. You've already turned this place into a spiritual awakening center for the lost souls of sweets." Just as she finished her rant, Martha, the bakery's most eccentric regular, entered the store. She had a reputation for eating anything that sounded absurd enough, and when she saw the Quiche of Quicksand, her eyes glowed. "Is that the Quiche of Quicksand?" Martha asked, practically salivating. "I've heard about it. Tony, you genius. I'll take 2 dozen, and don't hold back on the mind-altering ingredients." Sister Mary gasped. "Martha, no. This quiche is changing lives, and not always for the better. I think Kevin here was going to quit his job to become a mime after one bite." Martha laughed, clapping her hands. "Oh, I love a good existential crisis with my breakfast. Give me that quiche, Tony. I want to experience the full enlightenment." Tony looked satisfied. "This is why I bake. To help people find their true self, one quiche at a time." Sister Mary looked up at the ceiling, praying for strength. "If we ever get out of this bakery alive, I'll never eat another pastry again. Well, maybe just a muffin or a donut." Definitely no more quiches. Meanwhile, Kevin had begun walking in circles around the bakery. I I need to rethink my entire wardrobe. Am I supposed to wear scarves now? And should I start drinking my coffee black and not ask questions? Martha bit into her quiche. Um, I think I just realized the meaning of life. It's waffles. Waffles are the answer, people. Who needs quiche when you can have waffles? Sister Mary collapsed into a chair. I hate waffles now. I'm done. If I eat another pastry that makes me question my existence, I'm becoming a cookie baker in a town where people don't care about philosophy with their food. Tony, grinning ear to ear, presented a new pastry, this time wrapped in foil. And now, the croissant of confusion. It'll make you question if you've ever truly understood anything about breakfast foods. It's made with layers of mystery. You don't know what's inside, and that's what makes it beautiful. Sister Mary, turning on her heel, stormed out of the bakery. I'm going to a place where croissants don't have emotions. A place with simple pastries. One flavor. No questions. Tony called after her. Don't worry, sister. The donut of doubt is coming next week. It'll bring you back to us. Sister Mary, now several blocks away, could be heard screaming in frustration. Next episode, the scone of silence. Can Tony's latest pastry finally shut everyone up for 5 minutes? Or will it just leave them with more questions? Stay tuned for more pastry-induced insanity. The Baker and the Nun, the Immaculate Confession, Episode 13. It was a calm morning at the Immaculate Confection, but the calm was an illusion. Tony had just invented a new dessert that he believed was the answer to everything, the scone of silence. I've cracked it, Sister Mary, Tony shouted, holding up a scone that looked suspiciously like a regular scone, but with a gleam of mystery. This scone is going to bring peace to our bakery. It'll finally give us 5 minutes of quiet. Sister Mary, still reeling from the Quiche of Quicksand disaster and her new habit of questioning everything, raised an eyebrow. You think one scone is going to make us silent? Tony, the only thing that keeps us quiet in here is when I lock myself in the walk-in fridge to avoid your nonsense. Not anymore, Tony declared with a flourish. The scone of silence is the most powerful pastry I've ever created. Eat it, and you'll be compelled to just sit there, in deep, quiet contemplation. No more chaos. No more loud questions. It's zen in a bite. Sister Mary eyed the scone suspiciously. Tony, last time you said a pastry would help us find enlightenment, I almost became a mime. Are you sure this won't turn me into a yoga instructor or something? I promise. Tony insisted, presenting the scone like it was a sacred relic. It's not like the Quiche of Quicksand. This one has no existential dilemmas. It's just pure, undisturbed silence. You eat it, and suddenly you'll want to meditate. You'll hear the hum of the universe in the quiet. Sister Mary narrowed her eyes.
All right, fine.
But if I end up spending the next 2 hours thinking about croissants again, I swear I'm going to scream. Just then, Kevin, still wearing the same slightly panicked expression from last time, burst through the door. Guys, I think I figured it out. I've been overthinking everything. Should I take up knitting? Is it a sign that I keep seeing socks everywhere? I don't even know who I am anymore. Tony, with a serene smile, held up the scone of silence. Kevin, this is the answer. Eat it, and you'll find the calm you've been searching for. You'll be at peace. No more overthinking. Just sit in quiet reflection. Kevin blinked. You're sure this won't make me want to build a shrine to waffles again? Guaranteed, Tony said confidently. Just eat it and experience true silence. Kevin hesitated for a moment, then grabbed the scone with determination. He took a big bite. The bakery fell eerily quiet. Kevin stood frozen, his eyes wide, staring at the counter. Sister Mary raised her eyebrows. Well, Tony's grin was so wide it looked like he'd just won a prize.
See? Peace. Pure silence.
The scone of silence is working. But Kevin didn't speak. He didn't even move. His face was stuck in a permanent look of shock. Sister Mary stared at him. Is he all right? Tony, you didn't paralyze him with silence, did you? Tony stepped forward cautiously. Kevin, are you okay? You're not trapped in a meditation vortex, are you? Kevin opened his mouth, but instead of words, all that came out was a deep, thunderous sigh. It was the kind of sigh that you hear when someone has reached a level of quiet that most humans can't even comprehend. Tony took a step back. I think it worked too well. Kevin blinked and then muttered, I have achieved universal understanding. Sister Mary sighed in exasperation. Of course you did. And now you're going to rearrange your life, right? Quit your job, move to a remote island, and spend the rest of your days weaving baskets in peace. Kevin nodded slowly, still trapped in his existential silence. Yes, the baskets call to me. Tony stared at the scone with a mix of awe and concern. Well, that's one way to solve overthinking. But before Sister Mary could ask Kevin if he was planning on joining a basket-weaving cult, Martha strolled in, as per usual, with a hungry look in her eye. What's going on? Why is it so quiet in here? This place is usually loud enough to wake the neighbors. Did Tony finally put the whipped cream of enlightenment on the menu? Sister Mary groaned. Martha, don't even think about it. Tony made another absurd pastry, and now Kevin is trying to join a basket-weaving cult. It's chaos in slow motion. Oh, I can't resist the chaos. Martha grinned, immediately eyeing the scone of silence. Give me one of those. If it turns me into a Zen master or a yoga instructor, I'll be happy. Tony handed her a scone with a proud grin. Go ahead, Martha.
Take a bite.
You won't regret it. Martha took a dramatic bite. Then, she immediately burst into laughter. Oh my gosh, this is the most hilarious thing ever. It's like I can hear my thoughts, but they're all jokes.
I'm hilarious.
I'm a genius. I think the world should only be made of whipped cream and sprinkles. Sister Mary shook her head. Martha, you're supposed to be silent. This isn't supposed to be a comedy show. Tony stood there, utterly confused. It was supposed to calm people down, not turn them into comedians. What's going on? Martha, now laughing hysterically, held her stomach. Sister Mary, I think you need to eat one of these scones and find your inner clown. You'd be amazing at stand-up. Sister Mary's face turned bright red. I'm going to lose my mind. Kevin, still holding on to his basket-weaving ideas, turned to Martha. You know, I've been thinking yoga might be a good side gig. You can meditate while knitting, right? Martha, wiping tears from her eyes, patted Kevin on the back. You'll need a whisking class too. And maybe a clown car for your new basket business. Have you thought about the brand yet? Sister Mary stormed out, muttering to herself. I am never eating another scone. Ever. Tony stared at the chaos around him, then at the scone of silence, which had caused, well, exactly the opposite of silence. Well, Tony said, I guess it's back to the drawing board. Maybe next time, we'll try a scone that makes you think about your life choices and then get on with it. Anyone want a cinnamon roll of clarity? Sister Mary could be heard shouting from outside the bakery. Not now, Tony. Next episode, the croissant of chaos. Tony's newest creation takes things to a whole new level. Will it solve the bakery's issues or add to the insanity? Stay tuned for more pastry-induced mayhem.
Polyspeaks for You incorporates voice control features that allow users to perform essential actions like opening, saving, and creating new documents, as well as interacting with font and document editing dialogues. This is particularly helpful for individuals with disabilities, enabling hands-free operation and more accessible content management. Below are some of the voice control functionalities designed for ease of use. 1. Voice-commanded document handling. Open document. Users can say commands like open document, followed by the file name or location, and Poly will open the document for them. Save document. Commands like save document as or save allow the user to save their work without needing to manually click on buttons. Poly can also handle saving with specific file names or locations as dictated. A new document. A simple voice command such as create new document or start new file will initiate a fresh document in the app. A close document. Commands like close document or exit can be used to close the current document. 2. Font dialog voice controls. Font style. Users can control font settings by saying change font to Arial or set font at Times New Roman. This would change the selected text's font style. A font size. Commands like increase font size or decrease font size adjust the text size according to user preferences. A font color. Users can use commands such as set font color to red or change font to blue to personalize the text color. 3. Voice-commanded document editing. A text formatting. Commands like bold text, italicized text, underline text, or strikeout text allow users to edit their document easily. For example, saying bold this text will apply bold formatting to the selected text. Alignment. Users can command alignment changes by saying align left, align center, or align right. A text insertion. A user can say insert text, and the software will insert the given text at the current cursor position. A text navigation. Commands such as go to the top, scroll down, or move to the next paragraph enable users to navigate the document without the need for a mouse or keyboard. 4. Voice-activated help and assistance. Help commands. Users can ask questions like, "What can I do?" or "Help me with saving" to receive guidance on specific tasks. Poly can offer step-by-step instructions based on voice queries. A undo/redo. Voice commands such as undo or redo let users correct mistakes or revert to previous actions in their document. 5. Advanced features for accessibility. Speech recognition training. For improved accuracy, Poly can guide users through the Windows speech recognition training process, adapting to their voice patterns and improving dictation accuracy. A text-to-speech for editing. Users can have text read aloud to them while editing, making it easier to spot errors and refine their documents. These voice-controlled features make Poly Speaks for You an accessible tool for individuals with disabilities, particularly those with visual impairments, mobility issues, or other conditions that limit their ability to use traditional input devices. The hands-free operation helps users maintain independence and improve their document management and editing experience. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to stay updated with more content. The creator of Poly Speaks for You has always been driven by a passion for giving a voice to those who need it most. Whether it's through text-to-speech technology or voice recognition, the goal has always been to create tools that help individuals, especially those with disabilities or learning challenges, communicate and interact with the world in a way that is meaningful and empowering. The stories shared, such as those about the sailors aboard the HMS Victory, are not just about reliving history, they are about the power of voice. Through Poly Speaks for You, the creator saw an opportunity to use storytelling as a medium to convey courage, strength, and resilience, much like the sailors of the past. These stories are intended to inspire and engage users, reminding them of the importance of their voices, both literally and metaphorically. The idea behind these stories is to showcase how technology, particularly speech technology, can be a tool for preserving history, while also empowering users with the capability to share their own narratives. By blending history with technology, the creator of Poly Speaks for You aims to demonstrate how powerful a voice can be in shaping and sharing our world, past and present. In a sense, these stories represent more than just entertainment. They are a way for the creator to give a voice to history, to connect with users in a deeply human way, and to remind them that their voices matter, whether they are telling their own stories or those of others. The creator's work in developing Poly Speaks for You is never just about making a functional tool. It was about making sure that every voice had the power to be heard. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to stay updated with more content. This content has been adapted from the powerful features of Poly Speaks for You, South Africa's leading accessibility software. Learn more at www.polyspeaksforyou.co.za. We invite you to support this meaningful dyslexic initiative, crafted and developed by an individual who personally understands the challenges of dyslexia.